Love and greetings to you. If you are visiting us for the first time, a very special welcome to you. This is the YouTube channel for the Marriage Foundation. We have over 50,000 subscribers and we're growing every day. And this is where people come when they want to learn the truth about marriage, because what's out there now is not truthful. It's not real. It's not useful. Just take a look at the divorce rate. It's so high. And this is because you might say Western psychology has had the keys to the kingdom. I used to be a divorce mediator. That was over 22 years ago, a very lucrative practice in San Diego, California. And so I worked with people who wanted to get a divorce, and one couple asked me to save their marriage instead. I asked my psychologist friends, what should I do? They said, well, just listen, see if you could help them sort out the problems. It didn't ring true. And I have to tell you, I was divorced at that time. And so even though it didn't ring true, I was confused myself about how to help them. So I did a deep dive. And I began with a question: why do we get married in the first place? Not why did we marry our soulmate? Sure, you fell in love. Everyone knows that. In fact, it's statistically accurate. Virtually everyone gets married to the person they're married to for that reason. But why? Why get married? What's going on here? Because everyone does? Because it's a thing to do? That didn't work for me. Because I know that if you get anything in your life and you understand what it's for, then you will utilize it the correct way. If you get a car, it is for you to get from point A to point B in comfort, and things like the radio, the sound system, and the raccoon tail on the antenna, boy, is that aging me. Those are all sort of extras. What really matters is that you have to take care of that car. You have to understand how it works. And we're not taught about marriage. And so there's a lot of problems. There's a very high divorce rate. Even people who are together for years and years are unhappy. And I'm here to tell you that there are two very good reasons to get married. Number one, we get married to be happy. And I don't just mean on the wedding day. How many times have you heard that the wedding day is the greatest day of the woman's life? I hope not. You see, it should be the starting point for a life of ever-increasing happiness, ever-expanding love, but we're not taught. So it's nobody's fault. So as I got into this, I ended up discovering that there is a science to marriage. It's not mysterious at all. There's an actual science. And so I started working with individuals, working with couples at first. And because I was a divorce mediator, I was able to get people from, who were in serious trouble. And I worked on this for a long time. Now we have the Marriage Foundation. We have courses, books, but let's get to the topic. I'm sorry it took so long for me to get here. 7 ways to make my marriage happy again. It's just what I've been talking about. I'm going to give you these 7 ways, and they're going to help you. And many people use just these videos to turn their marriage around. Just take a look at the comments on some of the older videos and you'll see. But these will give you a good start. And you want to be happy. And so if you want more, then get one of my books or get the course, either for men or for women. I separate them out. Men and women are not the same. So let's get into the 7 ways how to make my marriage happy again. Number 1, this is important. Number 1 is to understand that you do have the power to make your marriage happy again. Many of my clients were people who were told by their therapist, it's not going to work. Your marriage is over. It was like, wow, how could that even be true? You're with your soulmate. You have screwed up, clearly, but your intention was to be with them for the rest of your life and live in harmony, happiness, and love. What went wrong is that you didn't know what you were doing. But you have free will. You have volition. All you need is the guidance. And then you can do it. You don't need therapy. So you have the power. Do not give up just because these people who are not taught well, and they're good people. I know these therapists. There are a few who are out there for the money or for the power or to pick up women or to pick up men. But for the most part, they're good people. So know you have the power. You can turn it around. And I don't care how bad things are. Now, it's not going to work if you're a guy and your wife is now living with another man. I'm not talking about that. But if your marriage is still intact, for sure, you can make it work. Number 2, this is going to seem like, what? I know. But I'm telling you that this is a critical way. You have to know this. And that is, learn about how your mind works. And don't go to Freud. He doesn't know. Western psychologists do not understand the mind. They thought they were being cool. They said, okay, we're going to separate religion out of this. Well, fine. You can. But don't separate spirituality out of this. And that's a big discovery that I made. Why? Because your mind isn't spiritual. Well, everything is, but it's not spiritual per se because it is a mechanical, it's a machine that is there to serve you. You're the soul. Again, this is not religious. You're the soul. You have a mind. You have a body. If you don't know how your mind works, it will work you. That's what happens to most people. Everyone is reactive. Everyone is defensive because everyone's mind is working on behalf of their bodies. That's how it works. But you have to learn this in much more depth. You also have the power, and I'm not trying to make this, you have the power to infuse your mind with happiness. You, as a soul, you are infinite happiness, but you have to learn how to infuse your mind, how to stop it from going down into the swamp where it's used to living. You got to train the mind. You have to learn how to master your mind. Without that, you cannot be truly happy. That may sound crazy, but ask people who are super wealthy, which has always been the earmark for happiness, and you will find that they are not happy because of their wealth, if they're happy at all. Most of them are miserable. Happiness comes from within. Your mind is blocking the happiness from filling your consciousness. You need to learn. It's critical. It is not something that would be cool. It is something that I discovered is an imperative. In fact, in our courses, it's the very first thing that I begin with, because without it, it's not going to work. Number 3, learn about marriage and all of its attributes. You're out there swimming around, you don't know where the shore is. You're paddling a canoe and it's going in circles. You don't know how marriages work. You don't understand its construct. Sure, you definitely should subscribe to this channel so you could learn a lot about this, but you need to get into it as if it's important, because it is important. What is marriage? How does it function? What makes it go up? What makes it go down? What makes it go left and right? What is it? Think of it as it's a mechanical thing, because everything in creation has a mechanical component, including marriage, very much so. And so learning about that will give you everything that you need. Now, I don't hold back on that. when you understand anything, it's much easier to get the benefits from that anything. Years and years ago, before, I'm not going to say before the internet, but early on, when we used to spread jokes through email, there was a video of a wealthy guy who gave his 16-year-old son, very wealthy guy obviously, a Lamborghini. And the kid gets in the car, and I right away said, this is not going to work out well. And he ended up driving it into a tree, destroyed it, just destroyed the car. And that's how we are with marriage. We don't know marriage. We don't understand marriage. And so we wrap our marriages around the tree. We're not getting the happiness that it's meant to deliver. Number 4. This is personal. You have committed yourself to loving your husband or your wife with all your heart, mind, and soul. It's big. But you have gotten distracted. You've gotten caught up in the mundane life, taking care of the kids, taking care of your job, taking care of the house, making sure the bills are paid. And you have sex once in a while, maybe. And it's because you're not living your life on the plane of marriage, love, and joy. In other words, you're not being the lover that you said you were, that you wanted to be. And you can make yourself back into that. And it's important to do it. And there's a lot of ways to do that. It's very personal, like I said, but it's very important. What were you like before you agreed to marry your soulmate? How did you treat them? Okay. Number 5. This is so simple, it's ridiculous. Do what creates happiness. Don't complain, don't criticize, don't condemn, don't nag, don't hassle, don't roll your eyes, don't be busy doing this, doing that. Do things instead. And this is how I worked with my very first clients. Now, it evolved, but with my first clients, all that we did was we defined those things that are beneficial, in other words, make each other happy, and those things that are detrimental, makes each other sad. Very simple. Binary choice. Should I smile when I see my soulmate, or should I express my grumpiness because of what happened today? So, you have to make it a focus, conscious. Number 6, avoid that which creates unhappiness, like the plague, like criticizing, like complaining. And I don't just mean complaining about them or something they've done. Get rid of complaining. It doesn't serve you. Stop watching the news. It doesn't help. Being well informed, it's more important to be well informed about your spouse's day than about what's happening across the globe. And that's what I'm talking about here. Number 7, this is difficult for some people, but clearly it's impacting you, or you wouldn't have searched for this particular video. And we hear this all the time. We see it on Facebook, but we don't take it seriously. Leave the past behind. All of us make mistakes. Some of those mistakes are horrendous. Some of our spouse's mistakes are horrendous. Doesn't matter. Love, love, love. Now and in the future. The past is done. You cannot fix the past. Your efforts today will improve your life and your future tomorrows. And so focus on those things that will positively bring your marriage into a state of happiness. Now, if you have some questions, don't put it in the comment section. Write to one of our counselors. We have a section for that. All of them are volunteers. All of them are on a mission to help you. And that's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for. Peruse our website. See what we have to offer. We want your marriage to be as happy as ours. And I'm talking about the thousands of people who have taken the course, the more than thousands of people who have read our books, and the more than thousands of people who are following us on YouTube and reading our articles. I'm so glad you stopped by. I'm so glad that you want to improve your marriage. There's nothing in the world that can bring you greater happiness than your marriage. Make it your religion. God bless you. Thank you for stopping by. Again, I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation, here to serve you, and take care. Thank you.